Hey y'all, I've got another one of these songs from this session that I was supposed to lead, and now I just get to overdub on. We're in C sharp, and there's a lot going on in the session already. There's some really great stuff that Mike, the other guitar player, played. He's actually got 3 tracks, so I don't know how much I need to add, to be honest. And then I'm hearing in here somebody's faking a pedal steel thing, and I think it's the keyboard player, which is my dear friend, David Dorn. He's got a really cool patch that does this sort of swelly high-end thing that he can bend pitches with, and it almost sounds like a pedal steel. Let's see if that's what that is. I want to, well, here's the track from the beginning. And this is, again, this is just I hesitate to even call it a mix. It has not been mixed at all. It's just the tracks from the session, complete with the writer's scratch vocal, and he's not going to sing the final vocal. He actually hates singing on his own tracks. So anyway, here's what we have. And I'm trying something new today, which you might notice. You can see my screen. Kind of hard to see my mouse moving around. I'm screen sharing with the TV, so you can see the session. So let's see. Up here in the yellow, this top track, that's our click print. Pro Tools, despite being the industry standard, at least in this town, has so many little quirks and bugs that everybody prints the click to be safe. Because you could have a plug-in on the master fader or something like that, and it will cause latency. It will cause, sometimes you won't tell when you're tracking, but when you play back, it sounds like everybody was awful and unable to play to the click. And that's because there's some plug-in causing some sort of weird latency or something. Yeah, in 2021. On Pro Tools, and yet we are still, I don't know. It's got some things about it that are so convenient and so easy. Like you could download the program, open it up on your computer, create a new track, and start tracking like in no time flat. I mean, it's really intuitive in a lot of ways. And but it's got some weird quirks that it's like, come on, really? Still? We still can't have plugins on the master fader. We still can't do some of these easy things that that lots of other digital audio workstations, DAWs as we call them, are capable of. I don't know. Anyway, so up here's a click track, and then we've got 3 tracks worth of a loop. It's some programming that comes in on the first verse, and then this whole field of purple. These are all the individual drum tracks from the session. And then we get down, these 2 red guys are Shaker and Tambo. Basses after that. There's 2 acoustic tracks that were played by Danny Rader. He's fantastic. And then down here we've got this field of sort of gold, these 3 yellow tracks in the middle of the screen. These are Mike Payne's electric guitar tracks. And below that are 2 synth tracks, and our scratch vocal is the blue on the bottom. So, let's hear what we have. Here's the intro, and I'm going to go ahead and, before I forget, I'm going to give myself this pre-roll for when I start adding. And maybe I'll go ahead and create some tracks for me. I'll create 2 mono tracks. I'll make mine orange. And before I even start tracking, I'm going to see what input they've selected. Pro Tools has selected for me. All right. I'm good to go. Let's listen to what we have. So that's cool. It's got like a bit of a phaser swirl. It sounds like a telly that he's playing a low vibey thing on. I really like it. diamond here, and then here comes the chorus. This is his other guitar. That's cool. So there's the solo piano. So synth and piano are from Synth World. So that it's this second guitar part that I was kind of hearing, like the swells in the upper register. I was thinking maybe that was sort of pedal steel-ish. Let's check out what the acoustics are doing. That's really cool. This is a good example of a part, and Danny is awesome at playing parts, coming up with cool parts. So rather than just strumming the chords, he's got a little figure in the top end. Listen. So where it's possible, he's got a it's really hard to play in my tuning. That's really great. I think he's in drop D down a half step. The song's in C sharp, and that's the nice thing. You can just go. Anyway, that's the voicing. But having just a simple thing like that, where you're repeating something in the top voice as the chords change underneath, that's a part, right? That's what we're aiming at. Everything. We're not just trying to play the changes. We're not just trying to mark the chart. There's a term in this town called playing the chart, and it's never used favorably. That means what you're doing is kind of uninteresting. So here's our chart. C sharp, track's called Long Enough. I did not write this chart. I had my friend David Dorn, the keyboard player, lead the session for me since I had to go do that master. So these are the changes. It seems like we're fairly mellow, and there's a lot of low end. I just wonder if maybe there's room for some low end on the other side of the mix that doesn't have the big phaser thing going the whole time. So let's see. Oh, here we go. So that third track, that third electric track comes in verse 2. That kind of seems where the band's in, where it really starts to, like we're down and sort of vibey through the first chorus. Got this sort of 4 on the floor kick thing. Building intensity. Verse 2. Yeah, verse 2. Mike, see, he's smart. He brings in this sort of power muted guy. And his other phaser guitar. Still going. I still feel like I could have a big open. nobody's doing big, like, sustain zhlangs, as we call them. Maybe there's room for that in the mix. I do want to hear where this goes from chorus 2. So this is the top of chorus 2. We go straight to a bridge. And I'm sure the rest of the band is rocking. I'll unsolo these tracks. Yeah, okay. So that I'm going to add that, and we are. Am I too gainy? I'm not sure. I tend to think stuff just sort of punches you a little harder when it's cleaner. It's the Back in Black rule for me. Listen to the very beginning of that track, and those guitars are clean. They've just got so much power, so much attack. It's immediate. And when you have a ton of gain, it's like it softens the attack. It softens the blow. It compresses, right? Gain is kind of inherently compressive in a way. So I'm going to go cleaner. This is just the guitar straight in. There's a bit of spring verb. You're going to laugh. The pedal I use for spring reverb is the Boss 63 Fender Reverb. It's supposed to model the old Fender tank reverb. And these pedals, when they came out, they were such a massive failure. It's like you couldn't give them away. If you were unfortunate enough to buy one and then to try to sell it afterwards, you're going to lose a bunch of money. And then I don't know who started using them or who realized, like, hey, actually, if you leave it set in this like very small range on every knob, it really sounds like an old tank. Somebody started realizing that, and now they're kind of expensive. They kind of, I think they actually cost more than they did new. But of all the spring reverbs out there, there's a lot of them that sound really good, but almost none of them have that tank drip sound to them. Okay, so I'm going to come in on chorus 2, maybe the bar before it. I always like jumping on a build. If I'm going to introduce a new part in the chorus that's sort of a lower rhythm guy, if there's a build into that chorus, then I usually punch in there. So let's see what our last bar sounds like. Yeah, that could use some eighths, right? A little chugging. In on that build. I want to start the build muted, and I didn't. You know, jumping on that part with the phaser guitar is kind of cool. But I don't know if it's just me, but every time I play some like low 1 or 2 note part on a baritone, it's like, that needs tremolo. Always. I always want tremolo on the baritone. Why? Why do I always want that? But dang it, I think it's just right. And reverb. Okay, well, I'm gonna do it. Nice. And now that I hear it there, I feel like it could be in the turnaround with that tremolo and verb. Maybe the intro. Here's a turn. Cool. Let's see about our old introduction. Maybe I'm out the first half of the verse. Maybe I come back here. Yeah, I'll come back in that verse, in the back half of it, on bar 5. Out for that chorus. So I had to modify my part a little bit. My intro, playing the 2 over the 1, and you go up to the 3 and down to the 4. Well, in the back half of the verse, first 2 bars are the same, but then when you go up here, it's actually over the 6, and then they walk down to the 4, 6, 5, 4. I think that's good for this part. And I think it could use another, just a more aggressive thing in the chorus. Let me listen again to chorus 2, what Mike's high guy is doing. There's room for a driving high guy. There really is. There's a lot going on in the lower registers, but I think having something up high. Always tuning. What's our tempo on this? 75. Okay. Okay, I'm tapping slow. 70. Let's bring it up. 75. Man, I might take the reverb off. So let's disarm that track so I don't record over it like I have done before. And maybe this comes in on chorus 1. Let's just see if there's room for something like this. It goes from just right here to go like the green when it could be favorite song. Plan a road trip to sounds. Is it just, yeah, the tiniest bit of sitaring. That's better. These old saddles, that's a hard thing about tellies. There's an extreme amount of pressure on the saddle, and the string starts to wear a groove where it goes over. It makes almost a right angle. I mean, it's going straight back into the, there's actually two angles, I guess. One of them is on the saddle and one of them's on the hole inside the ashtray. So the string goes straight and then angled and then straight through the back. And there's just a lot of pressure right here, and it starts to wear a little groove. And then you have the slightest bit of metal at the front end of it touching the string as it's vibrating. And then you get a sitaring sound. Maybe this is a Les Paul track. I like the part. I think it works. It can be tucked back. It doesn't need to stick out. I mean, what I'm playing is significantly louder than the rest of the mix, and that's, you know, it's kind of the way I like to have it when tracking. But when it's time to actually mix it, like I know it's not going to stick out that much. So let's go back to chorus 1. Let's see if we can't do something a little. It's just so much fatter anyway. So there are some fills. They're sort of swelly and vibey, and they're really great. I feel like I should give them the option of having something that's a little more aggressive for fills, just to kind of like foreshadow that this track's about to get a lot bigger. I mean, the band has kicked it up a notch. It's all driving eighths through the verse, and it's going to get big in the chorus. So this may help propel us into that if I add something that's not like a swell fill, you know. Let's see. This part can chill out. I think all those things live together really well. One of the things I was hearing in Mike's tracks on the chorus was in bar 4, he has a line that he hits every time, and I wanted to get out of the way of that. Not there. Is it this one? Nope. It's gotta be this one. So yeah, he's got just a little. So I want to make sure that guitar's out of the way of it, but also the beauty of being at home and having listened to this over and over again. We do all of this stuff in like 30 minutes in the studio. And so, you know, you do what you can with that time. And it really is amazing what the people that I play with are able to come up with and do in 30 minutes. Everybody has 2 tracks, well, except the bass player. Bass player typically just gives more playlists. And like, here's a busier version. Here's something with a bit more gain. Here's more in the dirty channel. You know, they almost always send a clean and a dirty or an amp line. And then the engineer can mix between, you know, can blend whatever they want. But everybody else in the band is typically taking more than one pass at the song. I mean, I have, as the guitar player, I mean, Mike's got 3, you know, and that's typically where I'm at as well. 2 big rhythm guys, and then a third track that has lead stuff or maybe some extra high chimey part or whatever. But I have the benefit of taking as much time as I want here, and what I want to do now is double Mike's bar 4 part just an octave up. Just why not? It'd be cool if I did it in the right key. And 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, that's the timing. Beat 3, beat 4, first beat of bar 5. So I'm gonna double that. But not on the track that I had previously tracked on. Whoa, a lot of gain. Let's try this again. Here we go. 1, 2. That's all it needs to be. It is in, I don't know if it's in bar 4 of the last chorus, because that's a build. Let's listen. And 2, and... Yeah, he didn't do it there. Did he do it in chorus 1? That track's not even there in chorus 1. Oh, he did it in a different spot. So it's 8th notes in chorus 1. I'm going to go ahead and double that, and then I'm going to put it in bar 4 of chorus 3 so that it's a thing that's there, even though his track that is playing it in chorus 1 and chorus 2 is building 8ths across that bar. So let's see here. 2 and 3. Yeah, I'll put my outro part back in. But I need to go back to that tone. Because it's already there. Good deal. So really this track can just have that that helps turn us around into the back half of the chorus. So let's put that also in the last chorus. 3, 4, 1, 2. So I kept going and kept playing, like used that to launch into a line that I sort of played over the back half of that chorus, which I really like. There's no solo in this song, so having a guitar that does some sort of solo-y things in different spots still gives you the energy of a lead guy, even though he doesn't get his moment necessarily. So I like that. So each chorus has this thing in it. Here's chorus 1. That's so obnoxiously loud compared to the rest of the mix. One more time. cool. Those are both there. That works. And then our last chorus, I bring it in on the build and then play a line through the rest of the chorus. Yeah, I think all that lives together. So I'm gonna zip these up and send them off. And yeah, I don't know how cool that is, if you can see it very well. I'm trying to be a fairly low production channel, high quality content that I feel like I don't need to dress up a lot. We'll see. I'm learning as I go. Have a good one. See ya.